All right, so the next project we're going to be working on is a vertical T-joint. And so this is where our technique kind of changes a little bit. So obviously we're not going to be able to just kind of stick our electrode down in there and drag across. This is something where we're going to have to start fighting gravity. So instead of, again, just kind of sticking our electrode straight in there or down, we're going to have to angle up just slightly, not a whole lot to where it's gonna cause the stability of our arc to kind of go this way and that way, but just a slight push angle, so about like 10 to 15 degrees. And then instead of just doing stringer beads all the way up, we're gonna start doing a little bit of a weave here. And so I like to do a Z weave. A lot of different people out there choose to do different kind of motions with their electrodes, but I kind of keep it simple with a Z weave. If you're drawing a Z on a piece of paper, same thing, except we're starting from the bottom and we're drawing Z's going all the way up. And then we kind of have to worry about our edges a little bit. Typically what people do is they spend a lot of time in the middle, not enough on the sides, and so you get a really high crown weld, or sometimes your weld even looks a little bit droopy in the middle. That's because gravity is pulling that weld pool out on you. So what I like to do, I like to kind of go fast through the middle, and then I pause at the sides. All right, so you can kind of count in your head like 1/1000. All right, move over to the next side, 1/1000, next side, so on and so forth until you get all the way to the top of the weld. All right, so another thing that we have to look at is heat rises. So by the time you get to the top, it's going to be extremely hot. It's going to be really easy to melt through these plates. So we need to get in really close with our electrode. If you remember, getting close with our electrode kind of cools down the weld a little bit, and so we want to do the same thing. We want to kind of hang out just a little bit to fill in the crater, and then we go ahead and pull out to cut the arc. one thing I did kind of forget to mention at the beginning of this video is that we're changing our amperage as well. So remember how I said we're fighting gravity as we're moving upward. If we decide to use 140 amps, 135 amps, around that general area, it's really going to produce a very hot weld pool, and it's going to add a lot more filler material into the weld pool, and gravity is going to want to pull all of that out on us. So the way that we fight that is by turning down our amps. So for this demo, I was at about 115 amps. You can kind of play around with that. You can, maybe start at 110, go up to maybe 120. Find what works for you, and always remember, we want a slight upward angle with our electrodes, so that way, again, we're fighting against gravity, and we pause on the side. So about a good, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and that's pretty much it.